on, Newfoundland.
The players are ready, and the competition is about to heat up.
You want action? We've got action for you here tonight.
Oh, did you see that?
What a performance. Doesn't get any better than this.
He's got a step. He's in. Scores! Settle in. It's ball hockey day in West Hillhurst!
Get ready, folks. We've got a great set of games lined up for you today. Team White goes head-to-head with Team Black in a tightly contested afternoon of ball hockey, packed with intensity, skill, and big moments. Now it's time to introduce Team White. Chris poses a lethal threat from distance with a deceptive wrister that explodes off his stick. Christian, the speedster, is relentless on the ball and impacts every facet of the game. Kelvin brings pinpoint accuracy, showcasing a dangerous shot few can match. Mike is battling through a shoulder injury, but you wouldn't know it. His play remains rock solid. And Sage rounds things out with a booming slapper he's never afraid to unleash. For Team Black, Andrew brings unparalleled hand-eye coordination and a soft touch and tight around the net. Chris battled through illness today, anchoring the point with steady, reliable defense. The sniper Darren was a constant threat, unleashing an offensive onslaught whenever he found space. Paul added a dynamic offensive arsenal, contributing on the score sheet while stepping in as the enforcer when needed. Rob's high hockey IQ and heads-up play consistently led to grade A scoring chances. And trying to match Christian's speed on the other side is Sean, flying all over the floor. In net, both Craig and Braden set aside their runner duties and strap on the pads. Craig stood on his head, flashing a glove hand that rarely missed. At the other end, Braden showcased quick recovery and sharp positional awareness, turning aside chance after chance with a series of highlight reel saves. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, it's time to get Game 1 underway. In a game that came right down to the wire, Team Black managed to sneak out a narrow victory. Both sides went back and forth all game long, and it truly could have gone either way. The goaltending was outstanding at both ends, with each netminder coming up with some unreal stops. Our statisticians worked overtime on this one, compiling an advanced box score. Christian and Sage led the way for Team White with 6 points apiece, with Christian potting 4 goals. Kelvin turned in an impressive performance, recording a hat trick along with 7 blocked shots. CM also chipped in with 7 blocks of his own, consistently clogging the shooting lanes. Mike kept shot volume to a minimum, focusing instead on setting up plays. And Sage led the team with 25 shot attempts while logging a West Hillhurst record-breaking 50-minute shift. For Team Black, Paul led the way with a game-high 13 shots on target, turning that volume into a hat trick. Darren paced the team with 4 important goals. Andrew made every opportunity count, with all but one of his shots finding the target. Rob and Chris delivered strong, well-rounded performances, contributing in all areas of the game, and Sean was the playmaking specialist, contributing a game-high 7 assists. Now time for Game 2. Team White flipped the script in Game 2, delivering a resounding victory over Team Black. Once again, the goaltending stood tall at both ends, keeping the scoreline from reaching the 10-goal limit. Taking a closer look, Paul and Sage led the way in shot attempts with 29 and 27 respectively. Christian paced Team White with 4 points, while Paul led Team Black with 3. CM delivered another standout defensive effort, recording 10 blocked shots, while Rob added 6 blocks for Team Black. Andrew continued his efficient play with all but one of his shots hitting the target. Chris chipped in 2 goals for Team Black, while Kelvin and Ryan each found the back of the net for Team White.
Now time for your worst play of the day.
Time now for the Cialis Highlight of the Night.